So you want to just be taking action, right? If God's shown you that you're going to be a booked out coach, but right now your calendar is empty, you still show up, you still market yourself, you still make yourself findable. And that is what it looks like with taking aligned action. All right. And that's how you know you truly believe and you're actually, but you have belief in what you're hoping for. It's through your action steps. And so the fourth step of the fourth formula is minus the facts. All right. Minus the facts. We're not looking at the facts. Like, we're looking at the facts as business owners. We have to know our numbers, right? So I'm not saying just ignore all the numbers. However, we're not focusing on it. We're not putting all our focus and all our attention on that. So maybe you got 2 signups for your last workshop and maybe you were a little disappointed. Like, granted, yeah, you're grateful for the 2 signups. However, your hope was for 20. So now you're a little bit discouraged because of that fact, right? However, you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on the hope. You're focusing on the positive expectation of the vision that the Lord has given to you of 20 signups. And so what do? Do you retreat in fetal position in the corner? Or do you continue to show up day after day, staying in momentum because you know that you have belief in what you're hoping for? So you're going to continue to take aligned action regardless of what the facts said last week. You're showing up knowing that, okay, that was last week's numbers, but guess what? Next week, I'll be signing 20 clients, right? And if you don't sign it, guess what? Next week, I'll be signing 20 clients, and you continue to show up and you continue to stay in momentum. I shared recently on a Daily Dose episode how the Lord has really been speaking to me about momentum, because a lot of his daughters who are called to business, they feel disappointed sometimes. And so because of it, they start to retreat back, they start to shrink, they start to quiet their voice, they start to be muzzled. They're not as outspoken. Why? Because they're so afraid of being disappointed. They're so afraid of getting their hopes up again. But God is saying, nope, get your hopes up. That is a part of this faith walk. It's getting your hopes up and believing God, continuing to believe God, continuing to put one foot in front of the other and step out on faith, staying in momentum. Because I broke it down in another Daily Dose, but momentum is what leads to mastery. And it's in the mastery that you are going to be led to multiplication. It's literally compounding. So each piece of content that you put out, even if you're hearing crickets, guess what? If it's not working for you, it's working on you. You're becoming more of the person. You're mastering the skill of content creation. You're mastering the skill of speaking about your offer. You're mastering the skill of just showing up consistently, building that tenacity, building that character, building the discipline, building the persistence, building the faith, building the vision, building all of what you need to be able to sustain the business. And so it's showing up in momentum, staying present, even when sometimes you want to shrink back. No. Keep going. Regulate your nervous system in real time. I have a safe protocol that I teach my clients and I walk my clients through. And it literally regulates your nervous system in real time. So in the moment where you want to run and cry in a corner, you get safe, because your business will only grow to the extent of your body safety and your belief systems. And this is why I teach this so heavily in my program, is like really anchoring your body and understanding how your body works. And so as a registered nurse turned business coach, I help my clients to understand how their body works as they're growing their business, so that they can stop fighting against their body and finally start working with their body, so their bodies aren't working against them, especially as women, right? We as women, we go through phases. There are 4 cycles of our menstrual cycle. And so it's like there are days when you're in your luteal phase and you don't have the energy. And so these are the days that you just have to be mindful of that, right? And understand, like, okay, I'm working with my body's design. I'm working with my body's natural design. I'm working with just how my mind works. I understand that I'm 3 parts. I'm spirit. I have a soul, right? I have a mind, a will, and emotions, but they don't have me. So I'm a thinker of thoughts, but I'm not my thoughts. And so I live in a body, but I don't allow my body, just how I'm feeling, to negate the vision that God has given to me. And so I go deeper and deeper on this. I think I'll talk about this tomorrow, actually. I think that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, just how your three parts, your three in one, and really my holistic approach with helping my clients. Because as a nurse turned business coach, I understand like how your body will fight you, your nervous system, because it's designed to keep you safe. It will do everything in its power to keep you safe. And so sometimes the very goal or the very blessing that you're praying for, your body is blocking. And so if you don't understand how to work with your body, you'll continue to self-sabotage. And so we don't want that in our businesses. And so this is why I teach how I teach. And so I can go on and on and on, but this is the faith formula. All right. This is the faith formula. Belief plus hope times action minus the facts. This is the faith formula. Okay. Because the facts, like, yeah, the facts are going to fact, but guess what? We walk by faith and not by sight. So even though these numbers are saying this week, but I'm still believing and I'm still having faith that I'm not just believing just what I'm seeing on this physical plane, but I'm believing I have spiritual eyes. And so um I don't want to butcher this scripture, but it's in Ecclesiastes, where it says something like the wise man's eyes are in his mind, or the wise man's eyes are in his head. So like you got to understand that you're a spirit first. You're a spirit being first. And so you have to connect with God in spirit and in truth. And so when God speaks to you, you want to be looking with your spiritual eyes. Look with your spiritual eyes. I can't tell you enough. I can't tell you how important this is, especially as a business owner walking it out, right? Like you want to look at life with your spiritual eyes. Yes, see everything honestly is spiritual, because it's just the spiritual realm is reality, and this physical realm is really just the manifestation of what's in the spirit. And so for example, water, right? I have my water bottle here. This water is actually H2O, right? You can't see hydrogen, you can't see oxygen. But when you put the components together, when you put the invisible hydrogen, the invisible oxygen, right, and you create H2O, now you can actually see the physical water. But the physical water started from something that's spiritual, started from something that's unseen. You can't see hydrogen and you can't see oxygen, but when you put them together, it creates water. Two oxygens, I'm sorry, two hydrogens and an oxygen creates water. And so something as simple as that, just H2O, um, this phone right here, this was once an idea. It was once physical, but now it's manifested into the physical realm, but it was once spiritual. And this is why it's so important to see with your spiritual eyes. Hello, hello, hello. See with your spiritual eyes. Okay. So that's the faith formula. If you know God has called you into coaching and you know that you're ready to jump into your coaching business full time, I want to invite you to click the link in the description and sign up for my Call to Coach workshop, because I help you to transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without self-sabotaging, without sacrificing time with your beautiful family, without fighting the algorithm. I help you to do that inside. And I'm going to be breaking down the 3 secrets of how to transition into your business full time. And I'm excited. I'm excited to break that